All right, so we're reading from this book, How It Feels to Be Adopted by Jill Crements. I think that's how you say it. This is page 57, and there you see Quintana Roo Dunne Michael. She passed away, but she was the adopted daughter of Joan Didion. So I'm just going to read now. So my parents once met a very nice doctor at a party, and one day when I was about 12 hours old, the same doctor phoned my parents. My dad answered the phone because my mom was in the shower, and the doctor said, "Do you want to adopt a little baby girl?" My mom started crying because she was so happy, and they both ran to the hospital to see me. I was in this room with lots of other babies, and I had a little bracelet on which meant NI, meaning no information. My dad always used to joke about this part when I was little. He said he wandered up and down the aisles of the nursery, stopping beside each bassinet saying, "Nope, not this one. Nope, not that one." Until he finally stopped beside me and said, "She's the one." Of course, that's not how it really happened, but I love the story. My parents have referred to me as adoptada for as long as I can remember, but I didn't understand exactly what it meant until I was 10 or 11. And then I started thinking about it a lot. It's definitely better if kids know about being adopted from the beginning so that it doesn't become a big shock later on. Remember, she's 16 when she's writing this. And then, so here's a picture of her in her bedroom. I'm assuming this was in Malibu. All right, my mother was 18, and here, you want to see a picture of her in her bedroom when she was 16 years old? Quintana, see, that's Quintana right there.
Yeah.
All right. So my birth mother was 18 when I was born, and my birth father was 21. I've always thought that they gave me up for my own good because they were just too young to take care of me and because they probably weren't married. I've never thought of it as any sort of insult to me. I don't imagine them still being together after all this time. But I do still see them as being very young. So when I get into arguments with my parents, I think that maybe my real parents would be more understanding. It's a terrible thing for me to do, and I've never said anything about it. Wow, she's being candid. I call my birth mother my real mother, and sometimes I call her my other mother. The parents I have now are my mother and my father. I sometimes picture all the different kinds of families I could have been adopted into, and I wonder what it would have been like if I'd gotten adopted into some family in another country with a different culture, or, what if I'd been adopted by a family in Kansas or something. I visualize my birth mother as being really tall. I don't know why, because I'm not that tall, and I can sing pretty well, so it's possible that I inherited some musical ability. My parents always tell me that I have a great ability to sense things that are going on, like observing other people the way a writer does. And if that's true, then that's a quality probably emerged from the way I was brought up because my parents are both writers. The only time being adopted has been any kind of a problem is when I'm sitting in biology class and we're talking about genes, and the teacher asks us to trace back our grandparents and do things like family trees. I just do the best I can and work out the genealogy with the parents I'm living with now. And here's the picture of Joan Didion, John Gregory Dunne, and Quintana. All right. But while I'm doing the assignment, I'm thinking there's really no point in doing it because it's not true. My parents have always been willing to talk to me whenever I want to about my being adopted. They've told me everything they know about my birth mother. And they've always told me that if I ever want to look for her, they'll help me in any way and contact lawyers and all that. I'm not sure yet if I want to find her, but if I ever do, I'll probably be able to because I know her name and roughly where she's from. Having so much information has made me more curious in a way, and sometimes it even makes me feel that maybe I should follow through, but then I worry that maybe my real mother doesn't want me to look for her for some reason. Maybe it was a terrible time in her life that she wants to forget. Maybe she feels guilty about giving me up, and I wouldn't want to intrude. In any way, I don't think I'll ever meet her if I haven't by now, and I think if she hasn't contacted me by now, she never will. I'm getting less curious every year, and one reason might be because I don't really have much time to do a lot of detective work. I was more interested when I was 11 or 12. I never imagined a reunion in terms of her finding me. I mean, I'd love to see her if she found me, and it would be a lot easier, but I'd be more satisfied with myself if I'd taken the time to find her. It would be a bigger accomplishment and more of an adventure. Someone once asked me what I would do if I found my real mother, and I said I would put one arm around mom and one arm around my other mommy, and I'd say, "Hello, mommies." All right, so that's page 61.